Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. Let's get straight to the docket. First, here we go again with the Lori Vallow matter. This is not how we solve disputes, and then our dumb criminal of the day. Let's talk about it. Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. My name is Scott Reich, and this is Crime Talk. Thanks for watching. It is Friday, October 7th, 2022. And yes, this is actually day 3 on the road. First, it was Dallas. Yesterday, Tucson. Here, Tucson again today. The weather has been fabulous. The lodging is absolutely splendid. And the hospitality of everyone in Tucson has been absolutely great. So before we get started, subscribe if you haven't. Like the button if you do, hit the bell and receive notifications of when we go live or put up new content. And remember, you can listen to Crime Talk anytime on your favorite podcasting apps. So let's go ahead and open the docket for Friday, October 7th, 2022. So some big news broke yesterday after we had completed our video. And yesterday's video is important. So if you have not checked it out yet, please go do so. But here's today's story. Here we go again. That's right. The proceedings have been stayed in the Lori Vallow matter. And as you may recall, Lori Vallow's attorney had made a request to stay the case so they could obtain records necessary to fulfill their requirements under the statutes in Idaho to raise a mental health defense. So the court set a hearing for yesterday to address the issue. Apparently, Lori's attorneys raised the issue of competency via an ex parte motion. Ex parte means one-sided, so it was filed directly with the court. The prosecutors didn't even know what was in that motion. Now, as you may recall, Mr. Archibald had made statements in court that he thought that Lori Vallow's mental state was very fragile. And I read that to mean basically to say the doctors may have doped her up to get her to the minimum point where they could say that she was competent, but judge, if she doesn't take her meds, she won't be competent to proceed. The judge granted the motion, and Lori is now going to be evaluated to determine if she is in fact competent or not competent. Is this something that can be done at the jail, or are they going to ship her off to the state mental hospital again? Like I said, it took 10 months last time to restore her to competency. So what does that really mean? Does she suffer from a mental disease or defect that makes it so that she cannot appreciate what is really taking place? And then also, one of the most common factors is you're unable to assist your counsel. And like I said, this took 10 months to get her to competency last time. And I truly believe that she has mental health issues because the professionals that deal with this type of situation all the time know what someone is doing if they are malingering. So I truly believe that she's got a mental disease. So we have a couple of things to think about. How long is this process going to take? Does this help Chad Daybell's request for a continuance that was filed and set to be heard on October 13th? I would say, yes, it does. So what should the prosecution do? We learned that they opposed both Vallow and Daybell's motion to wear civilian clothes. Why, you may ask? Well, as you may recall, they've been wearing clothes to every court proceeding thus far, something that I have rarely ever seen, even when there are cameras permitted in the courtroom. But the prosecutors have said, hey, guess what? You don't need to dress out for court because you don't have to worry about prejudicing anybody because this isn't going to be on camera. And so therefore, wear your jail garb to court. And, obviously you can dress out for trial. So it's one of those things you can't have it both ways. Now, I have never seen people wear, if they're in custody, I've never seen people wear their civilian attire. They always wear their jail garb if they're in custody. It's only at trial and then maybe occasionally at sentencing. And I've only had that a couple times where somebody was going away for a long time and, they frankly just wanted to wear a suit one last time. The other thing is maybe the prosecution needs to decide if they're going to move this case forward. And the easiest way to do that would be to drop the death penalty against Chad Daybell, since his attorney said that he'd be ready to proceed in January if the death penalty wasn't on the table. Maybe drop it against Lori Vallow because it's unlikely any death sentence, if they even get to that point, would be held up on appeal with all of her mental health issues. This case needs resolution, and that may be the fastest way to get it done. Let me know in the comments what you think the prosecutor should do. Go try this case or continue to seek the death penalty. Let me know in the comments. Next on the docket, this is not how we solve disputes. The man suspected of kidnapping and killing a California Sikh family, including their 8-month-old baby, worked for the family's trucking business and apparently had a long-running feud with them that culminated in the act of pure evil, as described by the Merced County Sheriff. Now, the bodies of the family, including 8-month-old Arui Deary, her mother, Jasleen Kaur, father, Jasdeep Singh, and uncle, Amandeep Singh, were found late Wednesday by a farm worker in an almond orchard in San Joaquin Valley. Now, investigators are preparing a case against the convicted felon suspected of the crime and are currently seeking a person of interest that they believe to be an accomplice. The suspect, 48-year-old Jesus Salgado, apparently attempted to kill himself the day after the kidnapping and homicides. Now, Sheriff Vern Warnke of Merced, California, said Salgado had a feud with the Singh brothers that dated back a year and got pretty nasty, according to some text messages and emails that they've reviewed. The precise nature of the dispute between the parties still remains a little bit unclear. Now, Salgado was released from the hospital and booked into the county jail Thursday night on suspicion of kidnapping and murder charges. Law enforcement officers previously said that Salgado grew violent each time he regained consciousness, and the sheriff's office said that it was unclear if he had a lawyer who could speak on his behalf. Now, the sheriff has called for the prosecution to seek the death penalty against Mr. Salgado, and Mr. Salgado was previously convicted of first-degree robbery with the use of a firearm in Merced County, where the family's trucking business is located. He was also convicted of attempted false imprisonment and an attempt to prevent or dissuade a victim or witness. He was sentenced to 11 years in state prison for those charges and was released in 2015. He also has a conviction for possession of a controlled substance, according to arrest records. Now, surveillance video showed the suspects leading the brothers, whose hands were zip-tied, into the backseat of Amanda Singh's pickup truck. Now, Salgado then drove the brothers away and returned for Jasleen and her baby, who he led to the truck and drove away about 9:30 a.m. Several hours later, Singh's truck was found on fire 10 miles away in the town of Winton. By the time law enforcement arrived at Amandeep Singh's home, where a family member tried to contact him and a couple, they were already likely deceased. Now, the 4 family members were taken from their business in Merced, a city of about 86,000 people, which is also about 125 miles southeast of San Francisco in the San Joaquin Valley. Tragic case indeed. It's just pure evil, pure evil. Obviously, we'll give the suspect the presumption of innocence, but, give him due process and then we'll convict him. Anyway, our dumb criminal of the day. I would like to share with you a quick public service announcement. It's especially for future criminals out there. Don't do it. Seriously, don't break the law. Please stay away from a life of crime. It's simply not worth it. Your life will be ruined once you get caught. Trust me, you'll get busted at some point. Let's take a look at the crime. A pair of teenagers stole from a Goodwill store. That's right. The Goodwill store that earns its money for charity. Can you say bad karma? Yeah. Well, their score was a pair of gym shoes and a long sleeve shirt. Total value, $5. $5, ladies and gentlemen. Not worth going to jail for. Not worth having an arrest record for, ladies and gentlemen. Go big or go home. All right, that's all we have for you today. We'll be back in the Crime Talk studios on Monday. Have a wonderful day, not just a good day, and we'll see you next time on Crime Talk.